Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. Now, here's what I've learned about Emiratis, okay?
Okay.
And it's based on when I visited 8 years ago and when I visited now. I felt a difference not because of the Emiratis, but because of me.
Okay.
Okay, so I feel all of y'all in your core are very loving. Like there's a lot of love and like niceness. But back when I visited then, I felt like the ice was a little intense to break. And I never tried having a conversation. Now when I go, I have conversations all the time because I've understood you guys more. Again, empathy increased.
Okay.
I understood your core much more. So I feel you guys are very hospitable. You'll want to help people party, etc. I think you'll want to give people a nice time. That's what the energy I've got. But it takes some time for that ice to break. And I'm only taking this liberty with you because I've spoken to you for like an hour now. So you know I'm not coming from a bad place. But where does that culture of little private energy come from? Like, you guys are private up to a point and then there's an explosion of love.
But I think it's something similar between our cultures, by the way.
In India also.
Yeah, because when I deal with people from different states, even at work, they are very held back, because he's the ambassador, we can't say everything, we can't share everything, we need to be careful and whatnot. But it's not that way, because I mean, back home, for example, in the other departments, we would do outings and we would go do workouts together and go on road trips together and so on. And that takes a while. That takes some time to break. There was this a video that went viral a while ago, and it was of His Highness the President of the UAE. I think you'll know why I'm saying this after I say it. He was going around a certain neighborhood, checking out a new, I think, housing development, and he went to an Emirati house, and he was served Arabic coffee. And on his way out, there was, if I'm not mistaken, an Indian who was taking a picture of His Highness, and he called him to come and actually take the picture with him. And so, why am I saying this? Is because this helps generally, that you see that this is how we are as Emiratis. This is our culture. And when you see it being done by your leaders, it just re-emphasizes those values and those norms and makes it easier.
Have you noticed that I'm trying to bring that out more through this conversation as well?
Yes.
Like I'm trying to humanize you more.
Yes.
Because I think it's something, because I'm Indian and I love my country so much, I'm going to take the liberty of saying one negative about our culture, which is that I think a lot of us, not all of us, a lot of us can be judgmental. So the judgment with people like yourself, Emiratis, like when you dress like this, is that those guys are too rich for me.
I get what you're saying. But yeah, I was, when I told I was coming to India, you will like the story. When, okay, let's take this let me start from the beginning.
Sure.
I was doing so much work back home that it never occurred to me that I'm going to get posted. And I have asked to be posted like 6 years ago as a diplomat. And, the answer was no, we want you to do something different. So I was like, okay, maybe they don't want me to be posted abroad. Maybe I'll just continue working in HQ, because I was there handling every single country in the globe, economic relations, trade relations, handling the food security file and all of those multinational organizations and whatnot. So it just didn't occur to me. And so when I was told, my reaction was like, why? I didn't understand. And it had nothing to do with the country. It was just, why are you moving me abroad? And then, we started talking about it. And one of the comments that I got was, you need to be more social. You need to engage with everyone. You need to interact with everyone. And true. I mean, if I look at how I have been before I came to India, I was very selectively social, I would just spend time with certain people who I'm okay spending time with and wouldn't drain my energy, and I'll feel okay afterwards and whatnot. And then you have to go to weddings and you have to participate in certain activities and events. I'm like, if you want me to dance in those weddings, I'll dance in those weddings, which is probably why there's a video of me on Instagram with me dancing. But but it was, I think that kind of that was something also missing in me as a person, that I need to engage with everyone, get to know everyone. And this is why I told you I would ask every single person I meet back home, where are you from? And if he's Indian, which state are you from? Because I do want to know Indians in the UAE and Indians in India. So that's number one. Number two is this experience career-wise is very different, because what I used to do before is I interact mostly with Emiratis. Now I interact mostly with Indians.
What do you make of us, generally speaking?
You are very different all across India.
Too subjective.
No, you can be both objective and subjective.
No, I meant like everyone's extremely different.
That's true.
Variety is too much.
Yes. And so what certain individuals would be okay with, other individuals would not be okay with. And you need to understand the background and the culture and what each state stands for and who's not okay with who, and try to just, it's obviously difficult because India is vast, and it's not the easy thing to do, especially if you travel a lot into those different states. But it's also part of why doing what I'm doing is actually fun. Because not a single day is the same like the day before it. As a diplomat, I'm supposed to meet my counterparts, but I also tend to enjoy a lot interactions like this or other engagements, visiting places, meeting people from different backgrounds, different sectors. It gives you a very different perspective on everything that is India related.
Yeah. Again, so this is something I picked up from Dr. Jaishankar. Have you heard of Vasudev Kutumbakam? So it's the kind of catchphrase, not catchphrase, I'm using a very informal word, but it's the mandate from our foreign ministry that first and foremost, look at the world as one family. It's about having better relations with the rest of the world. I think there's a very pure message there, which is the actual representation of Indian culture. Like in the way that I understand it. If I meet someone from UAE, someone from Brazil, someone from Europe, my first instinct is, hey, interesting human. I want to get to know and I want to give them positive energy.
Right.
Okay. The issue is that even if you speak about our history, a lot of the colonizers colonized us by using divide and rule, which is that causing fights between the Indians and then utilizing. Same thing happened.
Maybe in the region overall, it's a typical tactic, anyways.
Yeah. So I think for some reason, see, Indians are very emotional.
We're also very emotional.
Yeah.
So you see another similarity.
I think my main intention with this episode is for people to familiarize themselves with generally the Arab world. That's my actual core intention here. Because there's a lot of people who'll watch this and all their preconceived notions about Arab people, I want that to break. Which is something you only learn when you actually travel or when you listen to podcasts like this.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the core of this podcast is getting people introduced to Emiratis.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to the Indians who are experiencing an Arab human being for the first time?
Despite what you think of me wearing what I'm wearing and, being the ambassador of a GCC country, the UAE here, I do the normal things. I have
Galati kebab.
I have galati kebab. I love food, so I tend to go and try all kinds of dishes. I venture out wherever I am, back home and here. Except that now I'm also getting to know the Indian restaurants also back in the UAE. I recently moved into a house that I have been constructing for the past 5 years. And, the usual issues, this thing is leaking and that thing needs to be fixed and this needs to be sorted out. So it's not like I have people to do this for me. I have to do it on my own. I think for the longest time, anyways, I thought if you want to do something, do it yourself. But the impression I think that people get is he must have people doing this for him. He must have people sorting this
like how
for him.
I want to request you for a ride in your Lamborghini.
Exactly.
It's a joke. Don't mind.
I drive my own car. so it's and like I would be like very specifically, I would need to find places to charge my car because it's electric, and if I ran out of charge in the middle of nowhere, no one's gonna come and help me, and it's that kind of thing, So it's the notion. I think even the earlier example of owning wild animals, or knowing people who own wild animals, or thinking that someone is just super rich because they wear a certain outfit or because they come from a certain background, is not necessarily true. If you're doing a certain thing and you're good at it, yes, you will get there. But that's with merit and effort, not because you're born this way.
No, fair.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.